Hey everybody, how you guys doing? So this is the beginning of the custom-made Sasquatch I'm creating. Um, as for what I'm doing here, I'm not entirely sure. I took this old Australopithecus skull and I cut it. Hold on a second. Damn camera. There we go. I cut it around the jawline to and thank God I only messed up like one or two teeth, but overall, I mean everything here's fine. Uh, but I figure I use this as like the head, like it's like ah, but but yeah, I figure I'll use this as the basis and then just kind of build around it. I sized it up pretty well. It's a good size. It's a good fit. Um, I'm using one of my extra King Kongs I got. I bought a bunch of these dudes. Three of which I'm leaving still in the packaging because you never know, they might have some value in the future. But this one is going to be one of those ones that gets turned into a different beast altogether, which is the Sasquatch. Um, for his feet, I might remove them and then make more Sasquatch accurate feet, or I'll just build upon these ones. Either way, uh, I'd probably prefer to remove them if I could find that spare set of Sasquatch feet that I had. Um, but yeah, and then I'm still gonna have like the pairs of hands I could swap out. As for Sasquatch as a whole, I do believe that as a species they exist in North America. Only problem is that literally anytime you bring up the subject, it's immediately dismissed as what's the word? Uh, as like a joke, and that's honestly, hey, it's whatever. That and with how intelligent the beasts are, clearly they're not gonna give away their what's the word, locations. Like they ain't. Everybody says, oh well, we got one on camera and yada yada yada. It's bullshit. No, it's not how that works. Chimpanzees in the Congo. You know how long it took a lot of the people to first discover them to begin with? It took years, freaking years of people going to the same areas. The chimps didn't show themselves until they wanted to be shown and they felt it was safe enough. How's an animal with more intelligence gonna even remotely fall for that bullshit when they as a species are clearly aware that we are dangerous and that we should not be trifled with, or at the very least should not be what's the word, habituated with. Like we shouldn't, we shouldn't be we shouldn't be made a regular presence around them. But clearly, you know people want to deny the thousands of years of different types and tribes of people pretty much describing the same animal or even being. I mean, we could. I mean, I think they're damn near further away from an animal to where you can almost consider them human. And by human, not as a species, I mean like they're like almost like people. Like they're almost like a culture, clearly. But like I said, we don't know enough about them. Uh, they're doing a damn good job of hiding. So, you know, good for them. Stay the fuck away from our species. That's all our species does is fucking destroy shit. So, just stay the fuck away. Shit. That and another thing, across the globe, various other sightings and documentations and indigenous tribes talking about roughly the same creatures with slight altercations or alterations. Yeah, clearly this is a real animal, but nobody seems to take the shit seriously, except for a handful of people. And every time you bring up, oh, Sasquatch this, Sasquatch that, people fucking blow you off. Like, how do you know? You don't believe it's real because everybody else says it ain't real. You're fucking sheep. You're sheep. You know what I'm saying? Like you believe you automatically believe what other people believe. It's bullshit. You don't think about it. You don't thoroughly think about it. Here's the thing. Sasquatch plenty of resources in North America, plenty of space for them to have a breeding population and go unnoticed. They're apes, or at the very least, higher level primates. So clearly they don't breed often. They probably have longer lifespans in exchange for a shorter breeding cycle, as for most megafauna. Size estimates, I'd imagine maybe around like average would be like 7 to 8 feet tall. Like I mean, and that's a safe estimate. Obviously, there could possibly be bigger, but I don't see it getting too much larger than that, just because the physical constraints of uh of just species in general. Clearly they don't look like King Kong, so I'm gonna be altering this creature quite a bit, or this body quite a bit to fit with what I imagine they look like. That, and we have footage of them, but again, everybody dismisses it right off the bat instead of really taking a minute to acknowledge. Of course, is it 100% proven? No. But if you look at something like the famous, what is it, the famous Patterson footage, that shit is not a suit. Everybody says it's a suit. Hell, even the guy who made it admitted that it was a hoax. But here's the thing. Anybody could say any damn thing, when they're under pressure and just want to be left alone and yada yada yada. But here's the thing. Looking at that footage, that shit is not a suit. You see muscles bulging as the creature moves along. Here's the thing. When a suit moves, it has sort of like I'm demonstrating with pants. It folds in upon itself in various other ways. That, the whole time I've watched the footage, that creature did not once fold in upon itself, nor did it have any of the what's the word? It just what's it? It didn't have any obvious like kind of holes or like slits for certain parts to be removed, and anything like that. It moved way too fluidly for a creature for a hoax. And here's the thing, another thing, the guy who worked on the Mighty Joe Young effects back in 1999, and this is just trivia that I don't really know if it has anything to do with anything. He watched the footage himself and said that ain't a costume, and he was one of the best costume designers at the time. I mean, so again, that adds even more. But I could make a full video on explaining how a Sasquatch could exist in our time and why I absolutely 100% believe that they do. But leave it in the comments, I guess, if you guys want that. Anyways, this is just about a figurine I'm making of one. As for design wise, I don't know if I'm gonna go for like a more movie monsterish look or like a more natural look, because as somebody who believes that they are real animals, I still enjoy kind of like them, like the movie like the ridiculous movie monster versions, like the ones in Abominable and all that. Um, you know, and all that stuff. But hey, um, I could also go for a more realistic depiction. I might go for that. Like maybe just add smaller canines to the sides here. And so on and so forth. I don't know why there ain't no canines on here. All the teeth are the fucking same. Either way, I might fix that up a little bit. Um, but yeah, as for that, guess I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope all of you have a good night. I just realized it's late as shit. It's almost 1. So I'm probably going to be hitting the sack soon. So everybody have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, well, shit.